Welcome back, everybody. Today is going to be a more low impact sort of day. We're not going to be lifting weights. We're not going to be doing anything really crazy or intense. We're just going to have fun, get a lot of stretching, get some mobility going. Today's kind of a rest day for you, but don't be fooled. We're still going to get some work done. So first thing we're going to go into is a cat-cow. So let's see. Just stretch it out. This should feel really good after the workouts we've been doing lately. So nice one. Okay, good. Now we're gonna go into a pigeon pose. So if you work with me before, you know what that is. You're just gonna cross your leg over and lean back. Stretch out this specific glute. And you should be feeling a stretch in your hip flexors too. It's a really, really good exercise. So now today we're gonna be doing a lot of range of motion and stretching out everything. We're going to focus on relaxing those muscles we've been working so hard on, just getting everything limber, improving your flexibility, your mobility, just making it easier to do your day-to-day tasks. That's the focus of today. So it's super, super important to do, but it's always hard to set aside time for the low impact stuff. I'm a very high impact, very type A kind of person. So for me, I have to set aside days to do this or I don't do it. My brain goes, if I'm not lifting weight and breaking a hard sweat, then I'm not working. But that's not true. Your body needs this. So important. Go ahead and switch to the other side. So this leg comes back. This leg comes forward. Stretch out the other glute. Oh, it feels great after that leg day we did on Monday. Actually, I think for you guys, that would have been yesterday's workout. But for me, that was Monday's workout. So I'm feeling it. Oh. The other thing to keep in mind is aside from stretching out the glute, this should be stretching out your hip flexors, like right in front here. Because when those get tight, your back gets tight. And that's what can cause a lot of lower back pain and all that a lot of people have. And the reason they often get tight is because we spend so many hours of the day sitting down now. So the more you sit, the tighter your hip flexors get, which can lead to underactive glutes, that can lead to overcompensation in the back, which leads to tight muscles. So you just want to stretch everything out and get it all set and restore your body to what all the muscle lengths are supposed to be at. Otherwise, you have tight muscles and underactive muscles that aren't working enough, so that leads to overcompensation, and that can just lead to pain throughout your body. So that's why days like today are important. Go ahead and come a bit slow. All right, I'm gonna face the camera. I'm gonna stretch the adductors right here. So I'm gonna take a staggered stance. I'm gonna spread my knees to where I feel comfortable, like this. I'm just gonna lean forward. If you can go lower than this, good for you. For me, this is good. Now, if this is too far for you, do what feels good to you. My wrists are tired from all the push-ups I did yesterday. Now we're gonna have some fun today. It's gonna be low impact, but it's gonna be good. You're gonna feel flexible, you're gonna feel great. It's just gonna be really, really good. So, I'll go ahead and come out of it slowly. Oh, I always feel that one. You're gonna do a little bit of the hip flexor stretch. So you're gonna come forward. You're just gonna lean it forward. This should open up the hip flexor like crazy. Probably one of my favorite stretches for hip flexors. So if you want to take it deeper, you can rest a hand down. Try to squeeze the glute, activate the glute as you go down, because that's also going to deepen the stretch for your hip flexor right there. So, and that's just going to help overall in more mobility and flexibility. You're going to be able to move your hips and your body more efficiently, and there's going to be less back pain. So it's important. A few more seconds. You come out of it slowly. Alrighty. Actually, stay up for the moment. We'll go deep in a second. My brain's already jumping ahead. Should be feeling it right here, right in the hip flexor, and along the rectus femoris, right here. Those are all the muscles used for hip flexion. So when you're sitting, when you're pulling your knee up, or anything that flexes the hips, these tend to get very overactive and tired. So that's why we want to stretch them out. So important. Okay, a little deeper. Remember, squeeze your glute. If you're squeezing this, it's going to activate this by going deeper. So squeeze the glute. All right, come out of it slowly. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to go on to my back. We're going to do something called windshield wipers. This is fun. So I'm going to adjust my mat so my head's on the mat and not on the tile floor. I'm going to cross one leg over. You're going to put your arms how you want just for balance. You're just going to rotate. So open everything up. Feel great. I'm just going to work this side first, then the next side. We're doing good on time too. Come on up here, and then we're going to switch. Other side. Oh, I heard that pop. Stretches out so much. You should be breathing throughout all of this. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Relax your muscles. Relax your mind. Okay, stop there. So now what you're going to do is actually I'm going to do the back of it. Just going to send one leg and the other up and just hold. This should stretch out all the hamstrings, and if your calves are tight, you're going to feel it all the way up to your ankle right here. So try to have your leg as straight as possible. Try not to have your knee like this, try to have your knee like this. As far as you can go, and then just kind of pull up. You should be feeling it all the way up your leg. Yeah, my hamstrings are definitely tight. This stretch, I need this stretch. Come out of it. Go to the other side. I feel like my left leg's tighter than my right. That's the other thing too, is when you have one side that is tighter, you have one side of your body that's working harder than the other, and that can lead to further compensation. That can lead to further muscle imbalances, whether you're working out or whether you're just doing day-to-day stuff. You want your muscles to all be stretched out and same length that they're all supposed to be. Otherwise, it's going to lead to pain and difficulties, and you might have one side that's a little shorter than the other over time. So that's why all of this is so important. So. Go ahead and come out of it slowly. All right, I'm going to sit up. Now, just going to extend my legs again. I'm going to cross one leg over the other. Put my hand here. I'm just going to twist. And just hold. This should feel really, really good for you. You're not necessarily trying to pop anything in your back. You're just trying to stretch out the back, your lats, your obliques. Stretch out your abs a bit. A little bit of your shoulder in there. Really, really good. I mean, if your back pops, then that's just a bonus. But you can deepen the stretch by trying to look over the shoulder. Other side. Great. If you guys want to turn on some music or something in the background, that's something great. I love working out with music. I love using music all the time, but it doesn't pick up very well on the audio here. So I've been doing a lot of workouts in silence lately. Well, not silence. I got kids. It's never silent. So we're going to go cobra to downward dog. So you're going to go to cobra. Stretch everything out. Shoulders back. And let's go into downward dog. It's another one where you should feel the hamstrings. Back into the cobra. And downward dog. Cobra. I have to keep moving my hands because if I want to get deep into each stretch, I can't just shift from one to the other because one's too deep and one's not deep enough. So, especially when you're lifting heavy multiple times a week, it's really important to spend some time taking care of those muscles. Give them a little R&R. Otherwise, you're going to risk overworking them. You're not giving them what they need after all the hard work. You need to make sure your sleep's right, your nutrition's right. So many factors that are just important for when you're working all those muscles. Last one for downward dog. I'll go deeper. All right, come out of it slowly. All right. I'm going to adjust my mat. So I'm going to come over here a bit more. I'm just going to lay down. I'm going to scoot over a bit. I'm going to do something called a scorpion. Now we're going to alternate sides. This is going to open up your back so great. And it's going to further extend your hip flexors too. So let's just go ahead. You're going to bring your leg up. And you're going to reach. You can have your hands however you want. You can do this. You can do goalpost position. I like this for me. So. You see why it's called scorpion. You're thinking like your legs, the tail, you're getting ready to strike. I love some of the names people come up with. There's one I found recently. I did it in one of the last videos. It's a stretch called the mermaid pose. At first I'm like, why in the world is this called a mermaid pose? And I did it. I'm like, oh, okay. It's an amazing stretch for your obliques. It was in the last stretching work that I did, 30 minutes total body stretch. If you want to go check that one out. Just if you want more stretching than this. Last one. Come out of it. All right. We're going to go into a lunge with a rotation. So I'm just going to move my mat out of the way a bit. I go lunge, rotation, then lunge. Actually, there. Supposed to be lunging over the front leg. Twist. I got just a camera angle for that. Next round. For a moment, you get a little headless Lizzie. Perfect for Halloween. Heard of the headless horseman? This is the headless trainer. Yeah, I'll get the camera a little taller for the next one. Oh, I did say I was feeling my legs. All right. Now we're going to go into, remember that adductor stretch we did in the beginning? We're going to do that. We're going to do it again, but we're going to do a little different for this mobility section. So we're going to do a combo. You're going to stretch out your adductors, same as before. But you're also going to stretch out your pecs. So you're going to sit it back. So you're stretching out your adductors. You're going to dip and open up that pec. Especially after all that chest that we did yesterday. Woo. This feels amazing. Just keep switching. Last one. All right. Well, that's the first part of the mobility done. We're going to do all that one more time. Then we're going to get into the stability factor. That one's going to be fun. Again, we're not doing anything that's high impact today. Nothing aggressive, nothing really intense. I've got a little bit of sweat going, but not too much, not like normal. We're just trying to stretch everything out, make sure we have the mobility that we need to get through day-to-day activity. Because yeah, it's great to be able to squat a lot and to have good muscle, but if you don't re-stretch those muscles out and let them grow and recover properly, you're just going to be damaging yourself in the long run. So you want to make sure that you take days like today to stretch and recover and just dedicate to low impact workouts that stretch everything out get other important factors like the stability that we're going to be doing in maybe about 10 minutes, because we're going to do all that one more time. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe 8 minutes. So I've got my whiteboard, so that's awesome. Now I don't have to have my little notebook. I do workouts in my study a lot more, but I don't have all my equipment in here. I wouldn't fit that squat rack and machine in here. So, all right, remember those windshield wipers? We're gonna do that again. Remember, you wanna be feeling your muscles activating and stretching out. As we go through this a second time, you should find yourself being able to go into the stretches a little deeper because we've already spent some time stretching out those muscles. So we're just going to stretch them out some more. Should be able to go a bit deeper. You should be feeling more flexible and limber already. And we're just going to keep that going. So let's get going. I'm going to scoot down a bit so my head's still on the mat. All right, cross the leg over. I like to have my arm split a little bit. We're just going to twist. Now, if you have days where you're suffering from a lot of lower back pain, then all of these stretches will be wonderful for that. I get a lot of clients at the gym that tell me they have a lot of back pain, and these are the kind of stretches that help. This does wonders. Even my husband comes home from his job, especially when he did the blue collar work, and back would just always hurt, and I'd have him do this kind of stuff, and he'd feel so much better. Then switch sides. We're going to give you just a couple more. Last one. All right. I'm going to scoot my mat back a bit. Great. Perfect. Get my foot all the way out. So I stretch out the quads, specifically the biceps femoris. I'm sorry. We're going to stretch out the hamstrings by extending everything. Biceps femoris is later, my mistake. We're going to stretch out the hamstrings. We're going to stretch out the calves. Try to dorsiflex the foot. Basically, think of you're pulling the toes in. If you had a band around your toes, you're pulling the band in. That's going to further activate. Because if you just have your leg like this and you're pulling, you're still going to get some stretch in the hamstring. But if you dorsiflex, then the stretch goes all the way up. Way more effective. And if this is challenging for you, do like a pulse. You just come up, hold, stretch as hard as you can, dorsiflex everything, and then come back down for a moment and back up. That's going to help with stretching everything out as well and loosening everything up. So I'm good with this though. When I can feel it. I can also feel my hip flexor stretching out on the opposite side just from the leg extension. So, and other side. there's a lot of controversy on how, if you like weight training and you do a lot of stretching, then that's going to be counterproductive, because if you stretch out the muscles, you can't work them as well. So they have to be prepped and ready to go, no relaxing them and all that. But it really depends. The theory is that if you do that, then your muscles aren't prepped. It's going to impact your performance levels. So don't stretch if you're going to be performing like heavy repetitions and doing a lot of that stuff. Going above as well. But it's not quite true, because you don't want to be doing a workout like this where you're stretching for like an hour immediately before doing, like, let's just say, a barbell leg workout like we did on Monday or Tuesday for you. And sit and twist. Because you want your muscles primed, ready to go, and this stretches everything out and relaxes them. This would be fine maybe after doing the workout. It just depends on what works for your body. But you wouldn't normally do this as like a warm-up. You typically do this on a day when you're not going to be lifting weights, or there's going to be a lot of hours between this and lifting weights or performing or whatever it is you do. So stretching is so important for your body. It just addresses all the imbalances, loosens everything up, makes you feel so much better, and it just gets the blood flowing. And it's a great mind-body connection too. It just gives you peace of mind. It's so important for your health. Stretching is almost never done enough, especially in the fitness community. So you really need to take time and devote to it. But I know I'm the same way. Stretching's boring to me. I'd rather be pumping iron or hitting my boxing bag. But this is important too. Saw something once that I love. If you want the A+ body type, you got to put in A+ work. You can't just show up and lift weights. You got to have proper sleep and proper nutrition and a proper stretching routine. And you got to have important recovery. You got to foam roll. You got to get proper water intake. You got to hit A+ on all the sections of your report card for fitness. Otherwise, you're not going to get A+ results. So, and come at it slowly. All right, we're going to go cobra to downward dog again. Mat's coming apart. Let's go to downward dog. And back to cobra. You guys should be feeling this running up your abs too when you do the cobra position, and the stretch in your back and just all around. This is a great stretch. Let's go back to downward dog. One more of each. Cobra. And downward dog. All right. Remember that scorpion? I'm actually going to move the mat a little bit over here so that I'm not kicking the wall. Okay. Have your hands how you want. You can have them out like this. You have them goalpost. Goalpost works for me. So. Golly, I love this stretch. I just feel like it stretches out everything I need. Last one. All right. We're actually going to do a little swap. We're going to do that adductor pec stretch first. Then I'll adjust the camera and do the lunge. Then we'll go into our stability section. And it's going to be fun. Don't get too scared. It's not going to be anything intimidating. It's just going to be fun. Get some balance training going and just reactivating the muscles that we stretched out. Because when you stretch them out and relax them, it's just better to activate them after the fact so that you don't have any, so you don't stop the growth of your muscles or inhibit them just because you relaxed them after a big workout. So. Yeah, oh golly, this feels so good after that chest day. Whew. If you guys are coming from that, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of those Navy SEAL burpees, because yeah, I know. Now, when I first found out about Navy SEAL burpees years ago, I thought that whoever invented that was absolutely crazy. But they work. They are highly, highly effective. And I'm actually going to get my mat out of the way. Okay, let's get into that lunge with rotation. So we're going to go into a lunge and rotate, cross the opposite leg. Now, everything we're going to do for the stability section, you can do on the floor. You can get a towel from your bathroom that you don't mind stepping on, just wad it up to challenge your balance. You can do a lot of stuff. If you have it and you want to use it, I will be using the Bosu Ball. But you can do all of this without that. I just like the extra challenge, and I mean, I love my Bosu. I have a lot of fun with it. I love a lot of my equipment. I like my TRX straps and the weights and my Bosu. I like my foam roller. A lot of good stuff. All right, you can come at it. If you don't know what it is, this is a Bosu. A lot of fun. So I'm going to set it on the ground. Yeah, you can't see the Bosu from there, but I can't get the camera any farther back. This room isn't that big. But I'm just going to step on the Bosu. Actually, I'm going to grab my timer first. And we're going to march. You can either march standing like this, or you can get on the Bosu and march. Everything's going to be 1 minute of work. We're only going to do this once. Again, use the Bosu. Don't use the Bosu. It's up to you. So let's get to it. So, and when you use the Bosu, it challenges your balance because you're standing on an inflatable. So it's going to try to kick you off. This is just a short way to kind of warm up the muscles before we work them a bit. Just march on the Bosu. Bosu's already trying to kick me off. Bosu is just a fun piece of equipment. You can do a lot of stuff with it too. You can do push-ups, you can do squats, you can do all kinds of ridiculously fun stuff. And it just adds in that little stabilization factor. So when the timer goes off, we're gonna have fun with it. And we're gonna go single leg balance. So you're just gonna stand on one leg. Alrighty. I'm gonna it helps if you look at something, focus on something specific. Bosu really wants to kick me off. I'm fighting it. So look like some kind of sorcerer, wave my hands around like I gotta do all this. Was the character in Marvels that Scarlet Witch with those hand movements she does? Yeah. They say I look like Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange. This goes off, we're gonna switch to the other leg. You should be feeling the muscles in your foot working right now too, as you try to stabilize. Other side. And we're only gonna do all this once. You don't have to worry about repeating any of this. So, whew. Yes, Cassie, I gave him a cookie. He's fine. Whew. Okay, lateral steps. So I'm going to step up in the middle and down. Again, you can do this on the floor. For all you guys know, I'm doing it on the floor because I can't see the Bosu, except that I'm going up and down. It's either cut off the Bosu or cut off my head again. So I figure there's only so much Halloween jokes you guys can take. My husband thinks I go nuts from Halloween. This just gets all the lateral movements working. The different height, the different balance factors, you switch legs. Works a lot. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm breathing a little harder than I was before because we're working. You are still working today. This is not an easy day. Step up to knee drive. Today is not meant to be easy. We're still working the entire body. It's just a different kind of workout. It's more low impact instead of crazy. And it's just as important for your body as those leg days and chest days and everything else we do all the time. Might even be more important because of how little we do workouts like this. You'll notice when you step up, you're throwing in a balance, a knee drive. It's a crazy combo move. The last thing we're going to do is single leg RDLs. So you're going to be up, going to balance again, and you're going to come back up. I will not be looking at the camera because this is challenging. I'm looking at my books. My books are my inspiration right now. My face plant, I got something soft to land on. That gets challenging. You should be feeling this running all the way up, all the way from your foot, all the way to your glute. This is a lot of muscles being worked right now. And of course, you're working your core, just trying to stay on this blasted thing. Other side, then you're done. Again, if you don't have the Bosu and you're doing this on the floor, this is still challenging. Oh, yeah. Well, that's that. That was mobility and stability, guys. That's awesome. Your body needs this so much. It only took about 45 minutes. Same as my typical workout that I usually do. Bosu Ball. You don't have it, you want it, get it. It's a lot of fun. And balance training is not the only thing you can do with a Bosu. There's so many fun stuff you can do with a Bosu. It's a piece of equipment I dearly love. Whatever. Doesn't want to stand up. I wrote something on the board to motivate you guys today. Consistency is the key to unlocking the body and life that you deserve. If you keep showing up, you're going to get the results. As I was saying yesterday, the gym is the one place where you get what you give. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. If you put in the work, you're going to get the results. The gym doesn't care one way or another. None of the weights, none of the equipment has no emotional connection, no feeling whatsoever. If you put in the work, you'll get the results. If you don't work, you're never going to get anywhere. It's the best possible analogy for life that you can have. Put in the work, you'll get the results. Consistency is the key to unlocking the body and life that you deserve. You guys did amazing. This was fun. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this specific style. Did you enjoy this? Was this fun, or do you prefer other styles? What more would you like to see? I'd love to hear from you guys. This is Lizzie at Fit Life Habit, everybody. Keep showing up, keep push and play, keep chasing your goals. If you make fitness a habit, you'll watch your potential become your reality. Amen. I'll see you guys in the next workout.